how does this idea of like unity, especially drums and bass, which are supposed to kind of mesh into this blob of the kick and bass disappear and become one, how does that affect how you play together?
We know each other so well that I know that this guy loves this and this guy hates it.
Get off me, bro.
So basically, a couple of instances, Brandon looks at me and he's like playing my part for me. He's like, "You're playing it wrong. Are you going to play it right, or are you going to play it wrong?" And
True.
And if I continue to play it wrong, then he will play it wrong with me. And then if I go to play it right, then he has reminded me just by giving me the stink eye. Just like, "Hey, what are you gonna do? What? Get it together, man."
I don't remember that song. God.
Yeah. How does this song go again? Oh, we just recorded it. Oh, never mind. But yeah, in all seriousness, it's a lot of it is, just knowing each other so well, and also we've played together for so long that, one of my main points is that we read each other's minds on stage. Like I know what Brandon is saying when he looks at me. When he looks at me, I know what, Kim is saying when she looks at me. When her voice growls a little bit, I know what she's saying to me personally. I know what maybe not a great example, but when Kilala is up there and he starts banging his foot, I know what that means. So I think that's one of the main things is we really know what each other's saying. We know each other so well that man, we barely have to talk on stage. So we just go to the same. We've been doing it for so long. We know where each person's trying to go, and we can just follow without even thinking,
And I think that's something we even take into playing with new leaders. Like, we're playing at our church all the time. There's new leaders coming up, and we're backing them. I mean, if you had a camera on my face or Josh's face, we'd just be staring at the leader the entire time because we're looking for body cues, we're looking for vocal cues, and we're looking for the tics that we know in Chris and Kim and McCarney so well. We're looking for theirs because everybody has them. And that's what we do as musicians to support our leaders. We're just watching them. So,
do you guys, is there someone in the band, someone on the stage now that is ultimately in charge? Like who ultimately says this is where we're going or what we're doing?
We have stayed away from the band leader mic. What do they call it? The MD mic. Because this is our culture. What we've been talking about right now is that we all make it a point to know each other's parts and to know each other well enough to know where we're going. So we don't really have that person in this band. Musically, we're all kind of equal shares of that leadership. We all take the lead at different points during the set, and musically speaking. In a local church setting, I think the music director has more of an important role, and we're still learning how to do that at our church. But
yeah, can I think it's an interesting kind of catch-22 that the MD mic presents, because it's undeniable, the idea of being able to literally communicate in someone's ear and say, we're going here, we're doing this, and the ability to guide a set is undeniably profound. But the thing that I think that we've gotten very, very good at, and what where the cool moments happen, where we feel like we've fulfilled our job, if you will, where we're creating moments for for the Lord to do something in a room or whatever. Like those moments happen because we don't have an MD mic. Almost like it's because of that we and the fact that we didn't cut our teeth on that has developed all of our instinct for this kind of thing. And so it's an interesting catch-22 that, and we talk about in regards to local church, I don't think we have an answer to at this point, because it's, what do you do? But it's definitely something to ponder, because you want to be able to develop that instinct in people, because that's, to me, whatever you want to call it, whether it's, we can get super spiritual and call it anointing or authority or whatever, but that's where that thing comes, that, where people feel like that, a musician is has it on them or whatever, is when they're feeling it instinctively. And in my opinion, you know, sometimes the difference between what makes Jeffrey a great guitar player versus another guy who has great licks and plays all the parts right, but it just doesn't feel right, is instinct. And that's something that comes with lots of hours on the stage and lots of mess ups, in my opinion.
You know, one of the things I love about this culture is it's the difference between like having a road map and that's really boring, or just like adventuring. Like, let's just start walking that direction and see what we find. And something about not having an empty mic, something about stepping out and risking, you know, like this might fail. Like that, it's fun. It like, yeah. Well, and there's that moment where you're like, I can't believe it's working. You know, like, and that's like such a. And those are the times when I think you really start to groove as a band, and it makes all the other things so much easier. Like, oh yeah, of course we can read a map together because we've been exploring the unknown for forever. So.